Alrighty, it's 28mm RPG. Rick here with the gang. Once again, we have Gordo, Spencer, and Josh, who are my players. And we are going to be playing some Traveler once again. Continuing adventures of the Starship Nebuchadnezzar. Going through all kinds of wonderful things. So, just a little heads up. If anybody has come over from GM's Cove, just to let you know, yep, we're trading a little bit advertising between us. So, we're trading it back. Hey, if you want to go check out some Pathfinder, check out GM's Cove with GM Fritz. And he's got his little episodics going on before mine happens. So definitely check out his stuff. Let me go ahead and get rid of the little thing here. Alrighty. I'll give you guys the jump map once again here, just in case. You guys have it usually on hand, so. But just to make it easy, we are in the waypoint system. And with our last episode, let me not forget the time clock here. In our last episode, you had landed and decided, after a slight bit of an attack by some renegades trying to board your starship as it is floating on the shallows, ended up, you guys made contact with a group which drove some sort of monstrosity of a, do I have that thing here? No, I don't. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Let me grab the image. He know, everybody knows what's wrong. Let's go. Yeah. Let's see. Of course, I'm missing that picture. I don't know if anybody, you guys, have the picture up hand on. It was the picture of the ship. Oh well, it was kind of like a ship, but converted into a wheeled craft. I don't know why I don't have it listed here, but anyways, but you guys know the gist of that thing. If those who are watching, well, definitely check out things on our last episode, last Sunday, so you'll be able to see it then. But let's see, do I even have it here down here? Nope, I don't. What the heck? What kind of a GM am I? I have nothing prepared. Yeah, flying at the edge of my seat once again. Okay, and you were introduced to Dreadhawk, who ended up approaching the party. It was basically a large craft, and with wheels. There is it's pretty much the size of a small city by the looks of it. And it has several other wheeled craft along with it, smaller like vehicles, kind of like a Mad Max Thunderdome kind of thing going on. And there's a couple of units there that are kind of large, hulking battle suits that you also seen in that picture. And they are manned by various warriors of this cast of people that inhabit this this large craft vehicle. And the leader was known as Dreadhawk, and he does a little parlay with Adamus, and Adamus, at the end of the last episode, shakes hands with them, and he notices the grip is that of almost iron. So he says, well, gentlemen, we shall proceed to my craft. I have many things to show you, and we can drink and talk about business. So he nods. He says, "Yeah, come." And he heads on towards the large wheeled vehicle. The decking comes down, kind of idea. It lowers down. This thing is just a massive piece of machinery. You can see that there's all these vehicles driving by, going past, and he motions you all on board. It's just basically the entire group of you, including Cobb and Rye as well. There's only we have been abandoned by the Empire long ago, he says. But we endure. He says, come, follow me this way. And the gantry, lifts and everything and takes you up into the cargo area. You see all kinds of, people in here working on, they look all kind of ragtag and everything. And they're working on various different machines and stuff, building other, wheeled vehicles and stuff. And it keeps on going up, and you see more floors, different things happening, different stuff being constructed. You almost see like what looked to be like fighter craft in one portion of the of this bay, and keeps on going on upwards, and it comes to a halt, and it opens up into an area where you can see a lot of people kind of in this kind of long kind of corridor, and they look and they go, they basically shout, "Oh!" And they put their hand, their one hand fist into the air, and they basically greet their leader. As you can see, he's joined by another looks like some sort of a commanding figure. I'll go ahead and show you some pictures here. I'll give you a picture of Dreadhawk here himself. Go ahead and share that so you can see what kind of a suit he's wearing. And the other one that approaches him, sorry about the gritty looking pictures, but there you are. This gentleman joins us as Commander. We are getting prepared, getting ourselves ready to get back to the city. He says, carry on. Let's head forwards then. We are all prepared. Gentlemen, we are going to head to our main headquarters of our planet. We had been most, we had been a pain, a thorn in the side of the Imperium in our days. He says, my great battle fleet has been basically hindered to these days, what remains of us. But glad to hear it, he says. They're come, let's go into the he says, what you would call the common area. And he brings you into this large kind of area where there's people eating, being fed and everything. You can see, people suddenly stand to attention when they see their commander come by, and he puts his hand out and eases them down, and he greets, various numbers of them. His sub commander also, talks to a lot of these men, and kind of whisks them away as Dreadhawk keeps his focus on you, gentlemen, and he brings you up to the kind of like a big bar area. This is almost like almost like a nightclub kind of thing. If it had been dimmer in lights, and you could imagine that there would be like, like a lot of like heavy music and stuff, kind of like a nice little bar scene. But he calls over the tender, and he comes by and pours you all a drink. And this is basically a glass of kind of a clear glass, see through, and uh, this beverage looks kind of green with a lot of bubbles in it, and you can tell it's got a good head on it, white, foam on top. And he goes ahead. The commander himself bangs his fist on the bar itself, and says "Arusk," and goes ahead and starts chugging down this one drink. And each of you also have a drink in front of you. Kaboom! Suddenly feel like the side of your head has been bashed out by a brick with a little lemon twist, right? No, not quite that bad. No, it's a very flavorful, almost sweet kind of a taste that you feel. And yeah, it's quite it's almost like a tingling, refreshing feel that you get, kind of going up into your head. He says, "Gentlemen, we have things to discuss. You have a ship, correct? Functioning?" He brings out this panel, kind of shows you a little kind of like a broadcasted diagram. He goes ahead and shows you the jump map, of the region. He says, I have things to trade, but that is not the goal of my endeavors." He says, "I want to sell programmable." He grabs up out of his pouch. He throws down these little chips onto the bar, and you can see they're in various like little forms. There's big ones, there's small ones, there's even little, almost granule sized ones. He says, these are programmable transistors. He says they fetch a very good price, very high technology levels, but you will get the best price from the Pendry system. And he points it out on the on his display, and you see that it's basically 2 jumps. Just it's reachable by your ship in 1 jump. He says, "From Pendry, make your way to Fal. Fal is a very high technologically advanced civilization. They have something waiting for me there that I need." He says, "Once I have that," he goes ahead and motions his finger, and you see one of the areas in the back wall opens up, and you see some light perk through, like it's almost like a kind of like where the wall separates. There's like a big balcony area, and he says, "Come," and he starts walking out towards the balcony, and you can see that there's the sun is like almost coming down from the sky, but it's casting a really cool, like, red light, sunset happening. And he points out in the distance, and you can see this large, huge battleship, space battleship, half buried in the sands. But you can tell that there's work going on it. You can see that there is little gantries and everything kind of along the side, and you can see little bursts of these from the guys whatchamacallit, putting basically welding stuff together and working away. And he says, then this, the Corona blade, will once again fly. Oh yeah, you notice that also amongst this, there's several other craft, and they also seem to be partially buried as well, but more in a like battle torn kind of state themselves. And he says, this is what is left of my fleet when we were abandoned, but there are plans ahead. Plans of vengeance, he says. And his this will be for my main ship. Says, this is why I need you to go out. You will take 2 of my men. One will be Rusk. He points back at his commander, the one who first met him in the when you hit the cargo area. And the other one will be Kos. Kos and Rusk will assist you in the procurement of the generator, the thing I need. From Fall, correct. So I have a cargo of chips that I need you to broker a deal in Pendry. Take the money, go to Fall, get the generator, and bring it back. I will promise you great riches. Believe me, from this battle fleet of what remains, there's plenty of gold, platinum, precious metals, stuff that we have garnished from the wreckage. This is where they will need the chips. So I have the transistors ready in cargo bins. Will you be able to help me in my endeavor? Do we have any agreement? Perhaps we can do that, yes. What kind of damage has affected your ship? Am I coming through? What kind of damage has affected your ship? Well, if you wish to have it brought in, we have recognized the signal from your ship from coming in. We decided to keep low, of course, until you have arrived. But yes. Oh, can't hear ya. Okay. Crap. Why does this do this all the time? Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, I can't hear anybody. There, say test.
Test.
Okay. Thanks, Shadow. Yeah. I have to watch out for that little thing. Alrighty. Just a little iteration on what we have just done, so people know. Basically, the crew has been introduced to Kos, as well as Rusk, and the yeah, awesome. Thanks, Shadow. Thanks for letting us know about that. And yeah, the crew has agreed to help. And in response, they're going to help repair your ship, basically. So he says, yes, very well. Send word to your comrades, and I will have the ship repaired, whatever is needed.
Thank you for your help.
He says the comms are open. You can broadcast, no problem.
We appreciate the help, and in return, as a respectful gesture, we will help you retrieve what you need.
Very well, he says. Do you wish to have written contract?
Or firm handshake will work.
Okay, gentleman's handshake. He puts his hand forth to you. And yep, Spencer, you feel the iron grip of the man. But he's gentle enough. And the two other gentlemen kind of join in with you and introduce themselves, Kos and Rusk. Rusk is a battler, a fighter. I have had him in many, many tournaments. We're a society that looks graciously upon our gladiatorial combats.
I'm Rai, the ship captain of the Nebuchadnezzar.
And Rusk goes, oh, Rusk. You also notice that there are other non-human people on board this ship. Well, this craft. You notice that they are a little bit more shorter in stature, and kind of they kind of walk around in kind of like a bit of a hunch, and they seem to have elongated. They're almost like primate in looks. They kind of have simple features, and when they're talked to by some of the soldiers in the area, and they reply back with a kind of grunting kind of noise, and proceed, and they tend to look like they're listening and proceeding, with some intelligence behind them, even though they look kind of more animal than human.
Commander, I notice your workforce is very diverse. These creatures here, are they native to this planet?
That is correct. We had encountered them on our first encroach on the planet, although it was somewhat a little bit, we ended up having a little disagreement, but we've come to terms.
Yes. Reaching an accord between various species is always challenging but rewarding.
You hear a call from the ship. Adamus. Hi. How are things going over there? It's Cora.
Things are going good. We're still here, Cora.
She says, I have a report. It looks like most of our systems have been restored somewhat.
We made a mutual agreement with these guys to help them with their quest, and in return, they're helping us with our ship.
Okay, she says, well, I have the maneuver drives are up. The things are still working their way through the system. It looks like that 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝑍 technology has basically overtaken our electronic system.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Overton says it's probably good. Probably. Yeah, a little bit of a question, sir. But yeah, things seem to be functioning somewhat.
Excellent. Keep me posted. We'll be there in a few.
So the large craft ends up coming to a halt in front of the this basically a huge graveyard of ships in front of you, in amongst the largest one, which is currently being worked on. And you hear everybody, you hear some klaxons start going off, and then there's a big rush of people that come on board into this area. You can see that a lot of them are starting to come in and chill out, relax, and start gathering drinks and enjoying some festivities. There's a little bit of a broadcast going on one of the video screens. And from what you see, it kind of looks like a cargo bay. And you can see some combat going on, and you can hear the guys cheering for different sides. And you notice that one of the combatants, Adamus, you can tell by their dress, it's the uniform is that of a Imperium officer. And he's in a heated exchange with handheld weapons against another opponent, which appears to be one of these 𝙍𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝙍. One of these. When I say 𝙍𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝙍, that'll be basically the genetic makeup of these gentlemen that you are on their vehicle with. And
Well,
yep.
I gesture to the Imperium officer that's fighting, and I say, "Is this? I know that you are fighting against the Imperium. Is this gentleman a defector, or is he basically indentured to you for this fighting that he's doing?"
None, he says. He is here to represent the remnant clan of what is left of the Imperium dogs that were left on this planet. We've had many years of exchanges, and we've come to kind of an amicable arrangement. We spare them since we outnumber them by several thousand to one. But we will have our vengeance against the Imperium dogs once the time has come. We will leave this planet and make sure we put our mark on the universe.
Yes, interesting. Détente is rare in the middle of rebellions. I'm intrigued by the political situation that you find yourselves in.
It's all good, he says. Drink, enjoy, have festivities. Feel free to roam the ship. My home is yours. Feel free to go back to your, ship if you wish. But he says, be here tomorrow evening, and we will arrange for the packages onto your ship. We'll see to what the damage is of your craft.
I pull Rye aside and I say, I'm going to spend a little bit of time here, kind of get to know the individuals that work on this ship, and see if I can get more more of the kind of the layout of this area.
Right. I'm gonna go back to this ship and see how the progress is going with the repairs in our ship, and I'll be back here in time.
Okay. And Cobb.
I'm going to ask him if there's any way I can join one of the fights, or.
He wants to partake in glorious battle. I am impressed. All right. And definitely you are allowed to participate. And he will make the arrangements. He goes ahead and does a basic click with his fingers, and suddenly you are being taken away by several of the female I guess you can call them soldiers. And they take you away to a little preparation area. And Gord comes back.
Sorry, taking a drink. Taking a drink. I don't want to be making a lot of noise on the stream.
Gotcha. So yeah, Spencer. Yeah, they prepare an air raft for you, which is a basically a grab vehicle. I think you have a skill for that. Do you? Flyer. That'll work.
Yeah.
And you definitely have to have a one of the lieutenants kind of approaches you and says, "Yes, we have this one ready for you, sir. Ready to go ahead back to
Awesome.
your ship."
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'll be back here in time to pick up the cargo tomorrow evening.
He's like, "Ho ho, I'm going with you."
If you want.
All right. Do you know how to drive one of these?
Yes, I do.
Very well. You take control. I'll just sit back and enjoy. I may as well drink this drink while we're going there.
Alrighty. Yeah, don't drink and fly.
He's like, "Well, what's your name there, sir?"
My name is Rye.
Rye. My friends call me Beetle.
Pleasure to meet you, Beetle.
And you start to take control of the craft, and you don't have to roll. You did pretty good roll anyway, so it's fairly simple for you. And you get it off, basically up and start heading out the cargo doors, and head off into the yonder. You're kind of at first you're kind of like, where am I? He's like, the shore's that way. He kind of points to a direction. And you start making your way through kind of like a little bit of a pass through some of the debris fields of ships along the way. You can see where the wheels of that great big monstrous thing crushed a few of the craft along the way. Some of the smaller ones. They're more like little ships, boats, and stuff. You can see remnants of what looked to be some sort of scout ship size craft that look like old bombers, and most of them look like they've been taken apart and gutted for various things, and there's just remnants all over the place of these different craft. There's larger ones that are kind of like large military style corvettes, but same thing, thrashed, gutted, taken of all usable parts. What's left ain't much, just basically skeletons of the ships. And eventually you start heading off towards the shoreline, and as you approach, you start coming closer to the we got some clicking going on. Who's clicking? Nobody's clicking? Okay. Because it's very loud. Sorry. And yeah, you arrive to the shore, and you notice that some of your crew members are on the shoreline observing some things on the shoreline. You can see that there's Cora there, and you also see Overton kind of chilling out, kind of stretching his legs, and they kind of like look and kind of like almost like they're ready to go ahead and quickly run for the ship. And as soon as you come into view, they suddenly realize it's you, and wave at you as you come by.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was just
Okay, what
I
part?
had to help with Latoya.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you notice that Overton and Cora are on the shoreline there. They were looking at something on the shore as you were approaching. It seemed like Overton looked like he was stretching his legs, enjoying a little bit of fresh air, thin fresh air, I should say.
Thin fresh air, yeah.
And yeah, as you come on by, they notice that it is you that shows up. They were kind of hesitant and ready to run, but they realize that this is an unarmed craft, and then they seen your face. And yeah, they wave at you as you start to come down. And
I wave at them back, and me and Beetle exit the craft.
Okay.
This is Beetle, Cora. He is gonna help us.
Great things. And Cora goes, "Yeah, we're just looking at the wildlife here." She kind of looks down and notices the crabs that are, you notice that some of them are kind of a grayish color, other ones are red, and the red ones are fighting all the gray ones. And you notice that they're like clawing at each other. They're like little, baseball sized like crabs almost, but they're really kind of weird and alien looking for crustaceans. And Overton notes that yeah, we didn't see any of the gray ones until just recently. It's very strange. They kind of migrated from the shoreline and started proceeding, and there's a little bit of a war going on here. It's quite interesting. What's up? Rye?
Oh, I'll show you around my ship.
And Overton says, "Oh, I'll come in with you." And Cora stays up on the shoreline for a bit, but you return to the ship, and Overton goes ahead and starts going over all the areas that the 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙀𝙍 technology has taken over, and you can see that it's he goes ahead and shows you like a microscopic view of what's happening, and it's showing you like there's different traces and trails of, it's kind of like it's building its own wiring to the different systems. And he's like, "I think there's some sort of a strange intelligence behind all of this, because it seems to know exactly where it is that it needs to hook up things. And we've kind of just left it as is. It seems to be not doing any harm, but it is rewiring our system by the looks of it."
Is it for the better or for worse, or is it just putting everything back together again?
It looks like it's putting everything back together, so.
Beetle, what are your thoughts on this 𝙏𝙀𝙼𝙑𝙀𝙀𝙍 technology?
He looks at it. "I've never seen anything like this. This is weird. Where did you get this?"
We picked it up on our travels.
Overton goes, Goes, it's part of our drive. We had it totally rebuilt by the Draculians. And he says, come this way. He shows Beetle the area, and Beetle's like, whoa, this is like stuff I've never seen before. And Overton's going, yes, it's definitely it was designed by artificial intelligence, and seems to be crafting itself into our system a little bit more. The ingenious of these artificial intelligences is astounding, he says.
Is your technology along the same as this one?
He's looking at it, he's like, well, I don't know much about, the science behind all of this. I just pilot things, so, ours is, we have some things that do self-repair, that sort of thing.
So you think it can mingle with our technology and this Draculian technology?
He shrugs. He's like, I don't know very much about, engineering and stuff like that.
Is there someone on your ship that knows a little more about engineering?
Oh, most likely.
Okay.
He says, so are we going to take your ship back, or are we going to leave it like this and let it self-repair?
Overton, is this ship worthy of flying?
As the maneuver drives work, so it should be stable. It's currently working on the jump systems right now. It's rewired everything onto our bridge as well, so everything works there.
Okay, so we're able to fly on world. I'm going to see if we can
Correct.
pull this ship towards theirs and see if there's a spot that they can put us in. Beetle, can you contact your ship and see if there's an open spot for us to land in there?
Oh, yeah, no problem. He goes ahead and toot, 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 and brings up. And he starts radioing in, different to his commander. Cora comes on board the ship as well. She's got a little clutch of these, a couple of these weird crab-like things, and she's brought them on board. And she's
You brought on dinner?
She says, I'm gonna go ahead and get Zalia to check these out. And she
I thought you were trying to cook us dinner, Cora.
no. And she goes off and into the other quarters there to where Zalia is. And you hear them kind of discussing stuff about the creatures, and she's like, well, put them in this cage over here. And they start working on some sort of a terrarium for the critters. And Beetle comes back to you and says, yeah, everything's ready. If you want to go ahead and fly the ship over there, it's no problem.
Okay, I'll bring you to my cockpit with Beetle.
Yep. Head on up there into the cockpit area. He goes, oh, yeah, some older technology, but it works, I guess.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good ship. Adamus, come in.
Adamus, you get a...
Go ahead, Ryan.
We're going to work our way over with the ship. It seems to be the maneuver drives are running, and it's still continuously repairing itself. I'm going to bring this ship over to there, and we'll see you in a few.
Okay. I will continue to explore here and see what I can find out.
Okay, in the meantime, yeah. Adamus, You are, you're basically watching some of the festivities going on with the surround kind of lensing that's going on with the display. And you're seeing a view of the fight, and the gladiators go ahead and clash with each other, and it ends up the Imperium warrior ends up ceding to the Shikikakar warrior, and everybody cheers in the general vicinity that you're in, and you hear the clinking and clanking of chips and stuff in the background. You hear they're basically doing some gambling in behind the scenes as well.
I'm going to try to slip away, taking the commander at his word that I have free reign to roam about the ship. I'm going to try to get away from the gladiatorial area and sort of get down to the bowels of the place and see what's going on. Anything suspicious, or if we'll look for maybe some of the primate people to see if I can strike up a conversation and learn more about them.
Okay, you're in what is basically the quarters. Above you is what is the bridge level, and then below you is the cargo areas. There is also a forward area in this ship called the battle deck, and then there is also an engineering in the back area.
Okay, I will head first to engineering to see what kind of technology they're using.
Yeah, surprisingly, the engineering is not in more of the bottom of the area. It's more on the high back end of this mobile platform. And upon entering in, you see that there's various technicians in these suits and everything. And as soon as you enter in, a couple of them kind of stop and kind of put their hands up and say, "Hey, and you're getting
No, it's okay. The commander has given me permission to tour your vessel. I'm most interested to see it. I don't know much about Alliance. I don't know much about technological wonders such as this, but I thought I'd just sort of see what you're all up to.
Yeah, they point at their suits and kind of push you over to the back, and they're pointing at one of the other suits in one of the lockers.
Okay, I'll go ahead and don the suit.
Roll vacuum suit, please. See how well you do.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's unskilled for you, I believe.
Okay.
Alrighty. You managed to start to don this outfit, and you're getting it all fitted on. Eventually, one of these people that intercepted you goes ahead, pats you on the back, and starts manipulating a couple of hoses and clicking them together to make sure everything's all synchronized. And they end up taking you to the back, and you hear the one guy he goes, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Now you're getting a broadcast through your headset inside the helmet. And
yes, thank you. I'm surprised. Vacuum suits? I know we're in atmosphere. This seems very a lot of protection. Is it quite hazardous here?
We are going into a little bit of a hazardous zone. Best to be fully encased in your suit. Prevents you from getting any ill effects of any kind of radiation. Because things are working in this craft, but most of our resources are going to the battleship. This thing has a few leaks. Just keep that in mind. At the end of this tour, we will get you to have a bit of a there's a shower in the end for the making sure that all the contaminants are ushered out of your outfit.
Yes, very well. As I walk through, I'm looking for any obvious flaws or areas that I could exploit if I need to later to sabotage or destroy this vehicle.
Okay. Well, you notice that there is a couple of spots in here that if you place a charge in just the right area, yeah, you can definitely disable this unit. But the outer bulkheads of this enclosure definitely looks pretty tough to blast your way through. So yeah, any kind of skullduggery that occurs on the inside would definitely affect the function of this vehicle.
This is quite impressive. I assume that this technology is all repurposed from the downed vessels that I see littered about the terrain here. Is that true?
Yeah, that's we've had to cannibalize a few craft along our way here and get things all set up. It's this craft has taken us a couple years before it got to this kind of situation. This used to be a Class X experimental kind of a exploratory craft before it got repurposed.
I see. And the commander, he seems to run a very tight ship. Pardon my pun, but it seems that everyone follows orders very specifically. Good to have someone so authoritative and decisive in charge, I imagine.
He's kept everybody in line. So yeah, he's definitely he's got some, he's holding us together on the idea that we're going to leave this rock any day now.
So was he always your commander, or did he was he elevated to that role at some point after defeating the fleet?
The Dreadhawk has always been a position of power. So yeah, he is the third in our line that we've had in succession.
Ah, so it's a dynasty then.
Somewhat. Anyone who is strong enough could possibly take his spot. But, keep in mind, that would have to be somebody who has a lot of backing from the rest of the troops. It's the only ones that would probably pose any kind of chance of taking over would probably be Rusk himself or close. Either one.
My inner monologue. I'm scheming now how we can make Cobb the new commander of this group.
And in the meantime, Bob, the girls go ahead and deck you out in all kinds of battle armor that you're wearing. Clink, snap, snap, snap. Putting together all the latches and everything. Snap, lock it in kind of idea. Choice of weapon?
Some sort of blade that you...
Big gnarly blade. They got the big blade with more of a bludgeon to it. Blade with all kinds of mean, nasty sort of serrated edges on it. And there's one that looks like it has a trigger on it.
Probably go for the second one.
The bludgeon one or the nasty one? Okay, so
the nasty one.
The nasty. All right, serrated it is. Soon enough, she tells you, she brings you into the, basically a kind of like a waiting station area. And, she asks, what is your name?
My name is, Cobb.
Cobb. All right. And she nods. You'll be coming up next. You'll be going up against one of the contenders. Once the
Okay.
bell rings, proceed ahead. The bell rings.
Sounds good.
Ta-dang, ta-dang. You see
I run the other way.
it opens.
Proceed ahead.
the door before you opens, and you can see basically the big sand pit before you. You see that there is a gentleman that emerges out from the opposite end. He comes storming out. He's got these two blades in his hands, and he's just snorting away. He's like looking around.
We're compensating for something there, buddy?
Your action there, sir.
Okay. I'll just attack him.
You storm out
Yep.
and go ahead and do a swing. He will also do a swing as well.
I'll do that.
And basically, you guys lock weapons, clang, clang. Dun, 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 dun. Star Trekian music in the background. And yeah, he's breathing heavy on you as he's pushing you along. This guy's pretty strong and tough. You think he's somewhat of an augmented human by the way he feels. You can definitely he's definitely got high density in his bones. But he ends up like moving you around a bit. Go ahead and roll a strength, please. Yeah, you're basically being pushed along to the back of the cage itself, and he's like pushing you in and going bam, bam with the butt ends of the blades. Go ahead and do the second attack, please. He will proceed as well. Go ahead and roll. Well, roll me 3 dice, please, and add 2.
Okay. Times 3.
Slam! You basically hit this guy, and he kind of topples over a bit. Rolls for his endurance. Oh yeah, he kind of just charges over towards you again. Roll your attack, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you end up clashing once again, and he's like got the strength on you so far. Roll a strength check, please. You guys are locked in battle, and once again he pushes you up against the cage again, and it starts hitting you again with more. You hear the people cheering up above, for this guy. They're all shouting, "Guns! Guns! Guns!" Okay. Roll again.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get him with a cheap shot this time.
Oh, okay.
Get him where it hurts.
Bam! Roll your damage. 3 dice. Oh, he kind of crumples down suddenly, and he's like, "Oh!"
Oh, I guess you have something there.
Anything else you are doing there, sir? He's been basically kind of neutralized for this moment.
Smack him again.
Over top, bam! You hit him this time. He goes out like a light, and you hear the cheer: "Cobb, Cobb, 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 Cobb." And yeah, you're getting a bit of a spark here going on with the with the crowd. You get basically you get motioned into an area where somebody goes ahead and throws this kind of like this unit in front of your face, and he says, "Speak to the crowd." Roll a social, please.
Okay.
Okay. And what do you say to your to the people out here?
Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was all better at just punching people than talking.
As everybody shouts, "Punch! Punch! Punch!
blank.
No talk! Punch! Punch!"
Just go over, just give him a kick.
All right. So you have an option to go into the second round if you wish.
Why not?
Okay. In the meantime, back up in the in the engineering room, you've got people like, you know, you're walking through and you notice that a couple of guys are watching stuff on the screens here, and you're seeing, you know, Cobb decked out in some sort of armor, and he's like talking some sort of something on the screen there about punch and stuff like that, and everybody starts cheering him on. Apparently, it looks like he's won his first fight, and you can see that they're dragging off the his opponent from the sand pit and taking him off by a stretcher. And then they announce that there's going to be a second round where he's going to be taking on 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝙍, one of the great gladiators that they announce.
Uh-oh.
So other than that, yeah, in the engineering room, that's basically what you see there, Gord, for your character. And once you're through the engineering region, anywhere else that you wish to go ahead and start checking out?
Yeah, I want to make my way to kind of forward to that battle
To the
bridge
battle deck?
area.
Okay.
Mhm.
And moving through the corridors, you can see that there's numerous bunches of people, you know, in their barracks areas here. They're all watching the vid screens and everything, just enjoying stuff, you know, the fights that are going on. In the meantime, there's others that are, looks like there's a group of them trying to hack into something. From as you gather as you go by, it looks like they're trying to enter into some sort of a kind of a satellite system that is possibly up in the atmosphere. Mainly because that's kind of what you're getting at on the screens. There appears to be a couple of low-flying satellites that they're trying to kick themselves into.
I'll poke my head in one of the rooms where they're watching the vid screens and say, "Yeah, that's our champion, Cobb. What do you think?"
A few of them go, "Oh, you know, maybe there's a chance, but 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝙍 is the champion. He may not fare so well."
Well, time will tell. I've seen Cobb win some amazing fights before.
And yeah, they're kind of like, "Oh, okay, this guy knows something. Okay, we have yet to see. Maybe he will pull through." And they seem to be. There's a few of them going, "Yeah, I put some money on him." The other guys,
Perhaps I could place a small wager myself. What are the odds?
They're going 100 to 1. So if you're gonna go against Cobb, It's going to be a good pile of money.
I would be betting 4 Cobb.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I will.
How much are you going to bet?
Look real quick and see what I got here.
You got a lot of money.
I'm gonna put down a 1,000 credits on Cobb.
Okay.
If he wins, I'll split this 3 ways with the 3 members of the crew here.
Okay.
I got no money.
Money for you, Rye?
I say yes.
Got
What's your name so I can make sure to find you after the fight?
Oh, Enzo. Enzo's my name.
Yeah, very good, Enzo. Well, here are my credits. I pleasure doing business with you. I
Yeah,
wish
everybody's
wish you
digging.
well.
They give you a ticket for your portion. And Cobb, your next fight, they announce you, and you get a lot more cheers happening this time once again. And once again, you hear the patang tang, and the doors slide open. And this time, you are faced up against that a larger opponent, and you kind of recognize this guy by his eyes. You can see that this is one of the commanders that you were introduced to once you entered the ship. And he's got a big kind of a heavy duty war mallet going on here.
Just gonna
Big
be
monster
fun.
hammer. He moves in. He starts coming towards you. Ah!
I'm going to when he gets close, I'm gonna faint.
Okay.
Do a dodge.
Kawam! He hits you.
I'll be feeling that one in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and modify your score here. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Going to faint, all right. Yeah. No kidding.
He's a big guy. I don't know. It's a toss up.
Okay, I'll go at him again.
Hey, yeah, you get staggered basically when you get hit. You just feel the basically the energy gets sapped right out of you from that blow. You get blown over to the side, and he goes ahead and starts coming at you once again. You can roll for your attack, please. And yeah, you managed to evade his attack, and you smash him. You go ahead and roll 3 dice, please.
Adamus, what's going on? I'm hearing Cobb's comm go off and on. What is going on here?
This ooh over the call.
Just
Cobb needs to get his act together. He's going to lose me 1,000 credits.
oh boy.
That's what you hear over the
You're
headset there. Cobb, suddenly you feel the pressure on you now.
Oh, you should. Yeah.
Cobb, you're our biggest fighter. Hopefully you can stand up to whoever you're battling here.
Yeah, you see this guy?
The two of you wind around and start to maneuver around each other again, and your weapons collide together. Roll to hit. You guys lock on, and you manage to slice into him. Roll damage again. You cut him down. He kind of goes ahead and backs off and realizes he may have met somewhat of equal fighting caliber.
I'll give him a little salute.
And he nods and he goes, "All right, let's do this." And he goes ahead and charges into you. Roll again. You guys lock up, and he's basically going to do a strength attack against you. Roll for your strength.
Yeah.
Oh.
He tumbles you to the ground and smashes you.
Oh. I see all sorts of pretty colors.
You feel like your limbs suddenly go into a bit of a shock, and you just feel like everything's just vibrating on you for a bit. You know you're going to start feeling the pain here pretty soon.
Yeah.
How's that battle going, Adamus?
Great.
Adamus, are you watching this on the screen?
I am, and I groan every time.
Yeah,
he takes
you're
a hit.
basically seeing him being throttled into the ground and being pounded by this big giant war mallet. You can kind of see the eyes in the armor of Cobb. One kind of dilated, the other one.
I tell the guys there, don't worry, this is all part of his strategy. He lures them into a false sense of security and then gets them in the end.
They're all like, ooh, looking at him. Next attack, roll. Not bad. You cause damage. Roll 3 dice, please. A snack. You notice that you hit him in the leg mostly, and he's been kind of hobbled. He's kind of in the same situation you're at right now.
Oh yeah.
Both feeling the pain and everything. Oh,
I've never felt so alive before.
Alive. Clash one more time. Ooh.
Oh.
Roll the damage here.
Oh. Oh no.
Cobb, yeah, you kind of just see just an approach, and suddenly you just kind of feel like light and floaty there for a moment, and you're feeling like a little chorus of angels going by you, singing away, and you hear this tweet, 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 tweet of birds and
Come on, Rock. You got this in the bag. Go
and
get
the rest
him.
of you guys see Rusk put his foot over top of the limp body of Cobb lying in the dirt, and he raises his war mallet up in the air, and he calls out, "He fought gallantly, but he had to fall," he says, and everybody shouts, "Rusk, Rusk, Rusk," which strangely sounds very familiar from your first drinking experience. Anyways, so Cobb, you end up coming to. You're like, suddenly you got this really rude smell in front of you, and you're like shaking your head. And you see a couple of gals in front of you. They're the same girls that were dressing you up in armor, but you notice that you're kind of sat down in some sort of a chair, and they're making sure that you're okay. They're like got your helmet off and everything, And yeah, you've been given a good dose of some form of smelling salts to get you back into it. But man, you feel pretty rough. But one of the gals comes over with a med kit and basically addresses your wound and starts checking you out. And you feel like something starts getting penetrated in your arm, and suddenly you feel like, oh, sudden flood of like warmth overcomes your body, and you start to feel much better, and you can kind of feel the beds kick in and give you a bit of a boost. In the
Yeah, that's
meantime,
stuff.
in the meantime, the ship starts coming in towards uh, the land vehicle, uh, Rye, and they go ahead and direct you in through. They say, yeah, just park over beside the ship. They'll go ahead and get everything ready for
Roger.
a cargo transfer. And you land. Cora basically lands the ship and gets everything prepared. Starts, doing a checklist and says, "Yeah, everything seems to be running okay so far, there, sir." Did you want
That's
them to
good.
do a cursory look over at the engineering and stuff with their engineers?
Yeah. Yeah. Take a look at my my main functioning systems and stuff like that and see.
Okay. And they send over a contingent. They report to you, and you get a couple of engineers coming on board and checking things out. They're running diagnostics and everything, and making sure everything's running okay. And in the meantime, for Adamus, yeah, Anzo, he says, sorry about your loss, but we appreciate the generosity and the misadventure of your companion. He fought valiantly.
Yes, an exciting match, if nothing else. Next time, perhaps I will look forward to our next encounter.
Perhaps. Anything else that you are doing here up the for Adamus?
I do want to check out that battle deck.
The battle deck appears to be, a succession of blast doors. Everything's open now, of course. They're not in any kind of lockdown, but a succession of blast doors leads into areas where there is what appears to be like bay weaponry ordnance on either side of this vessel, and appears to be that of, from what you're gathering, some high powered, either somewhat of a possibly missile weapons or some sort of high particle acceleration kind of weaponry that's happening in here. You're kind of guessing, but it is very, very high tech kind of stuff. This stuff, you're kind of equating it to possibly the same technology as maybe the Dracoulians, but in a different context, of course.
I'm looking to see if the who's working on the weapons. I look to see, the technicians, the weapons operators, if they look like they're the same group as
Yeah,
as
you
the commander.
yeah, you notice that there isn't any of the primates in this area at all. These are definitely Shakurians, which are, the warrior caste of the former Shikikakar Empire that originated many, many years ago before they were destroyed. As far as the news came to the Glimmerdrift breaches, which you are, Glimmerdrift Federation, which you are part of.
Okay.
And eventually, things start calming down on the ship. Things start closing down. There's definite watches being arranged. You can see that most of the crew is starting to go to their quarters and such in order to get themselves a good night rest, while others, steadfast in their nightly patrols, are getting ready for another night of making sure that the area is secure.
I'm going to head down to the cargo bay before the Nebuchadnezzar arrives. I'll look to see the cargo that we're taking, and I'll also look to see if there's any other interesting cargo or contraband being stored there.
Yeah, you see there's various there's like areas where they've contained different parts. You can see that there's a area where they're forging stuff, basically melting down metals back into basic components once again. The 4 containers that you see are can be opened, but accessible with these latch locks on them. But they're the ones that have been labeled for your ship and ready to head over there.
Before I leave here, I'm gonna scan those containers to ensure there's nothing hazardous, no booby traps, tampering, bombs, hazardous materials, that kind of thing.
They look to be, just containers full of what look to be the transistor chips, various sizes from larger to smaller ones, and you can kind of see the logic behind the trade. They do pose to give a very good, lucrative progression of technology for anybody that procures this kind of devices. These, since you're going to basically kind of a lower tech level planet, which is Pendry, looks to be of some value because they can backwards engineer some of the larger chips, and then possibly backwards engineer as they get better and better with the smaller chips. Then you see the ship come in. The Nebuchadnezzar arrives, and you see it lands fairly close to the vehicle.
I call Rye. Rye Adamus.
Go ahead.
I've checked out the cargo. Doesn't appear to be anything dangerous for the ship. We're ready for transfer whenever you are.
Roger. Just in landing procedures right now. Over.
Copy.
And stuff starts getting to be transferred over. So they end up with a couple of air rafts, load them up with 2 containers each, and start heading over to the Nebuchadnezzar. Meantime, Cobb, you're basically being comforted back into consciousness again, and you're starting to feel okay. They give you a couple of drinks to enjoy as the fluids start running through your body and get circulated through a machine that feeds them back to you with renewed vitamins and other medicines that definitely help you with the healing processes.
Okay.
And they note that it's surprising that you're taking quite well to the medications. Your physiology definitely is different than that of the Shikikakar. They note that you are reacting fairly well to the positively in a better manner than most warriors do. Your healing factor is quite impressive to their standards.
That's good because I take a lot of hits.
You took a lot of hits. You went unconscious, basically. Yes.
Anyone get the license number of that elephant that ran me over?
Don't worry. He's going to be embarking on your ship with you. You'll have plenty
good.
to discuss.
Inspire with them again.
Maybe at a later date.
So
When things are-
the cargo is transferred over. Everything seems to be in order, and there's no problems at all with everything going on board. I guess yeah. So with the cargo stored on board, there's a rundown on the ship. The engineers go over a few other things. They do some minor repairs on your ship, other than that, to kind of quicken the pace. And they end up doing a little bit of restoration on the jump drive and making sure all systems are operational. They run through a battery of tests. And it seems like everything is coinciding okay with preliminary checks, and everything seems to be working fine. And Cora reports back, well, we're A-okay to get everybody on board and head our way to wherever we're going.
That would be Pendry, Cora.
Very well.
Before we head off, I'm gonna pull Rye aside and suggest them to see if they have any better medical supplies we could use for.
Okay, so you're gonna see if you can get some.
We've got a couple of sick people in the captain. See if we
Okay.
can- They seem to have some technology to.
Yep, they'll give you a loaner of the equipment that they've just given you. So they'll give you a station that which you can just basically put somebody into, and it'll go ahead and revitalize their systems for them.
Okay.
So they
And
end
then
up, they'll take one of those on board your ship as a loaner. They said, basically they would like it back though. But for the case of the mission that you're on, they deem it important that it's something that you should possibly have.
I'm going to come back aboard the ship and plot the course to the next system.
Okay.
And I just wanted to see if they know anything that might help Tara speed her recovery up, because they seem to have fairly good technology.
Yeah, they from what you can gather from their medical advisors with this kind of strange technology, they tell you that you're most likely going to get the best treatment is going to be at FAL. But SA is also a system which has fairly high technological levels. They would they suggest that could also be a destination for her to do a full recovery.
Perfect. I thank them.
Okay.
And, it's good to know.
And for Cobb, you get, here's your personal here. Go ahead and correct that for you. You now have 40,000 credits instead of 20,000 credits.
Okay.
For your
I will.
For your battle.
I will pay Adamus once I talk to him. I will give him double what. Give him back some. Give him a couple thousand.
Adamus made a fair bet. He doesn't want the money. He's glad you're okay.
Okay, drinks are on me next time. Once I can feel my face.
Okay, any last minute things that you wish to do before embarking?
I'm plotting the course to the next system.
Okay, very well.
And Beetle is still with us?
Beetle is not with you. He goes back on board the ship, and on board you get Kos and Rusk end up coming on board with you. They come on board with the intentions of keeping, the cargo secure and ensuring the that the trade goes off without a hitch. Rusk is just in charge of the shipment, and Kos is the one that will go ahead and make sure that you get in contact with the right people on the FAL system.
Okay. Well, everything's set on my end. Adamus, you seem to be ready to go. Cobb, are you on here?
Yep. Yeah, and I'm just running over just all the ship security stuff with Kos and Rusk.
Okay.
Gotcha. Well, let's get ready for takeoff.
And the ship goes ahead and starts to head up into the atmosphere once again and makes a maneuver off into the stars. And that's where we will leave this session as you can make your jump to Pendry, of which we will have a new player on board, which will be Shadow from Shadow and Sun. We will have
Right
a
on.
character prepared for this next episode.
Excellent.
And hopefully we get 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍𝘍 on with us again. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well,
Alrighty.
keep working with 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍 then.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Wow. That was a full session. That was a full 90 minutes there. I had no idea what we were gonna do, but hey, we made it through another one.
We honestly never know what we're gonna do, and you throw the situation in us, and then we figure it out from there.
It went with the way it went, so that's the cool thing. Alrighty, guys.
That's the nice thing about this is, you never know what's gonna happen. You can't pre-plan for that.
That's right. You imagine how many pages I would have to prepare for.
Oh my God, you'd be there like all night.
And we still wouldn't do what you wanted.
Yeah,
exactly.
You might as well throw that paper out the window.
It's not what I never think in that context anymore. It's never think of what I want. I just have, like I say, motivations of different NPCs. You guys take on jobs of whatever NPC you wish to, and explore your options. So, and some clever exploration there for Gordo there. So it was some, good ideas to think of, and I applaud. I applaud Josh for taking on the battle procedures for the evening. Thank you.
Well, if I would have known there was going to be battling, at least I could throw some money on it.
Well, you were indisposed. You were indisposed.
Yeah.
Some important information, which will come up later, of course. Anyways, just to let everybody know, thanks again for tuning in, and if you want to, hit that subscribe button. Because we're growing in numbers. Yeah, we're at over 370 now. So who knows? Let's hit that 500. It's free. Just hit that button. Just do it. Just do it, damn it.
A risk will come for you.
Do it now.
Do it now. Back to the chopper.